Hi guys, this is KlazartSC bringing another audio commentary, and this time I'm commentating on the OSL Round of 16 Day 5 matchup between Jaedong and Yrnc, and this is the business end of the OSL, folks. This is where it starts to get decided who's going to make it through to the quarterfinals, although some players are in a more comfortable position than others. A lot of players still have a chance, and Yrnc is one of those, but he's got to nearly complete a miracle here. He's got to beat Jaedong, who is a Zerg versus Zerg monster, in a matchup that Yrnc hasn't done too well in recently. In fact, if you look at his record in the last 10 games, he is, I believe, he is 4-6, so 4 wins and 6 losses, whereas Jaedong is 9-1 in his last 10 games, not excluding this game, of course. So that is a huge deficit. So Yrnc probably not in the best of confidence going into this matchup right now, and yet he's got to overcome, he's got to triumph. He doesn't want to lose this game. He could still theoretically qualify if he loses this game, but then he would have to depend on results of other games between other players, and no player wants to be in that position. Jaedong, on the other hand, he doesn't want to end up in a tiebreaker. He wants to win. He wants to keep on rolling, keep on stomping the ground. He is still alive in so many different competitions. He's in the MSL, he's in the OSL, which we're watching right now. He's also featuring for his team in the Pro League, as well as being in the Intel Classic. So the last thing Jaedong wants is to lose this game and potentially end up in a tiebreaker to go through to the next round, and therefore have to play so many extra games, because one of the things that all players have to be wary of is fatigue, and we saw how much Flash was undone last season simply by having to play just so much StarCraft, and Jaedong doesn't want to find himself in that similar position. I gotta hold a candle here for up here for Yrnc, guys. I gotta feel sorry for Yrnc. Because what must it be like being a player in a sport that you've dedicated your life to, that you spend 10, 12, 14 hours a day practicing, that you eat, sleep, and breathe and think of nothing else, and go into a matchup knowing that you're expected to lose, that no one really gives you a chance, that you're simply the sideshow, you're simply the footnote in someone else's history, you're simply a statistic in someone else's winning streak. How does it feel to be like that? That's what Yrnc must be thinking right now. And that must be what Andy Roddick must have thought when he went up against Federer. And that's what happens when you go up against and you're expected to lose. Half the time you do end up losing simply because you don't have that kind of confidence in yourself. And that's really what you need to be able to challenge these top players. Of course, Andy Roddick had the consolation of a pretty hefty winning check of a couple $100,000, which obviously goes a long way towards soothing those wounds. We've got Jaedong, looks like he's going to be in teal at the top left, and looks like they've changed the color. So I think that's Yrnc here in yellow at the 7 o'clock position at the bottom left, and Jaedong in red at the top left at the 11 o'clock position. And crucially, it looks like Yrnc's overlord went in the right direction. I'm not sure about Jaedong's. Jaedong's overlord is not scouting in the right direction. And Zerg versus Zerg, this can make a huge difference, guys. It is a little bit of luck, but if you can scout your opponent correctly at the start and have the advantage of that extra information, it can really make a huge difference in Zerg versus Zerg. So Yrnc scouting in the right direction, Jaedong unfortunately not scouting in the wrong direction. Unfortunately scouting in the wrong direction, but he should be able to overcome this deficit. It shouldn't be a huge deficit for a player of Jaedong's caliber and pedigree. But as I was saying, what must it be like? I mean, it's not exactly like, obviously it's not exactly like being in the first wave to land on the beaches of Normandy, knowing that your life is pretty much forfeit, and doing it for your love or for your country or for people you have back home. But still, these players pour everything into it, and I think this is as close as we get to it, as people did back in the day when they were giving up their lives, although there are still soldiers giving up their lives today, so I don't want to devalue that. And Jaedong looks like he's gone for a 9 pool. Yrnc, crucially, looks like he's gone for a 12 pool or 12 hatch build here. He could be being completely crazy going for a 12 hatch. 12 pool I think will actually work out quite well for him, because Jaedong hasn't scouted him, and Yrnc is going to have that scout first. So Jaedong should know where Yrnc's base is once he sees that overlord coming in, unless Yrnc diverts that once he spots Jaedong's base. But Yrnc's probably going to want to put that overlord over Jaedong's base and get the full scouting information. So Yrnc having gone for the Yrnc having gone for the 12 pool, Yrnc gone for the 9 pool, now putting up his extractor down. And Yrnc, if he can get through this early part of the game here, he could be in a very strong position against Jaedong, because he is going to have the superior economy, and it could be and that's probably why he's gone for that build. He probably feels that straight up with similar builds, with perhaps an overpool or 9 pool, he wouldn't have a great chance versus Jaedong. But he feels that perhaps with the 12 pool build, if he can get that economy going, and certainly the fact that Jaedong has scouted in the wrong direction to start with, will give Yrnc that little bit of an edge that he needs. And Yrnc's overlord just now arriving over Jaedong's base. Yrnc spotted that Yrnc putting his second hatchery down as well. So this is going to be interesting from Yrnc. He's put his second hatchery down. I guess he's just going to be able to produce a lot of... He wants to be able to produce a lot of lings and perhaps just overpower Jaedong, having seen Jaedong's build. Jaedong starting his lair straight away, getting those first 6 lings out. This is going to be an interesting game between these two guys. Yrnc seeing Jaedong's build and still putting that second hatchery down. And you've got to wonder what it must feel like and what level of confidence these guys take into and what strength and inner character they must have to be able to go and get up time and time again and face those odds of only a 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 chance to win against your opponent. And I wonder if it's and that's what I love about StarCraft. Jaedong now coming in with the Zerglings. Yrnc trying to block that ramp. He's got his first 4 lings out, and he should be able to block. He's got 5, 6 lings out now, so he should be able to block Jaedong the ramp. Jaedong coming down the ramp and straight away thwarted by Yrnc. So Yrnc in a good position, guys. Could this be one of those times where with a 20% chance you still win out in the end? Yrnc starting up his lair now as well, and he's pushing up that ramp. He's going to have his second hatchery up, so Yrnc is going to be in a very strong position in this game, guys. His gamble might pay off. Jaedong trying to get that link through, still not able to. He still hasn't got that scouting information because his overlord went in the wrong direction. His overlord not yet gotten off, so he doesn't know what Yrnc's build is, and Jaedong is going to be completely outgunned here by Yrnc. And the only advantage Jaedong is going to have is that Jaedong's now got this lair up, he's starting up his spire. The only advantage he's going to have his air up relatively early, and he's going to have to make it tell in a huge way. But Yrnc might potentially be able to overwhelm Jaedong just with lings here with those 2 hatcheries up. He's going to have a lot of larvae, and he just outproduces a lot of lings. Jaedong has got 4 lings there hidden. Yrnc's got a decent number of lings now, and Jaedong's going to struggle because he's not going to have the larvae to keep pace. I'm not sure if Jaedong has started up another hatchery as of yet, but I don't think he has, and Jaedong knows he's in huge trouble right now. Yrnc's build is going to work out really well for him because he defended well from it. Now he's got the spire up as well, spire building. Jaedong's spire still not finished, only about halfway done, and you've got to say that looking at the game right now, you've got to feel that Yrnc is in a very strong position to take this game and potentially put Jaedong into a tiebreaker, and this is the kind of thing that really makes me fall in love with StarCraft, guys. The victory of the underdog. It can happen. Jaedong sneaking in with the 4 lings as Yrnc goes out. Jaedong had his lings position perfectly. He might be able to hurt Yrnc's economy a little bit, and that's exactly what it needs. 1 drone gets taken down. He's going to be able to take down at least a couple more drones. Second drone gets taken out. Jaedong trying to take 1 more drone down, but he gets pilled out. Meanwhile, Jaedong intercepts Yrnc's Zerglings in the middle of the map as well. Brilliant play by Jaedong. He's really fighting hard in this game. Yrnc, though, with the weight of numbers on his side. Jaedong, with some great micro, manages to take out most of Yrnc's lings. A couple of lings do get through, heading towards Jaedong's base. Jaedong with the spire finished. He doesn't have anything in his base to defend. If those 2 lings are going to get in there, he pulls back. Jaedong's going to be able to take those 2 lings out as well. Has Jaedong equalized his chances? Yrnc with the spire building. Yrnc forced to go on the defensive now on his ramp. Just out of the blue, Jaedong turns it around with some fantastic micro, some insane micro by Jaedong. Yrnc now going on to the defensive, realizing that he just needs to hold and wait for his second hatchery's advantage to kick in. Jaedong, obviously with the Mutalisk on his way, he's got the 4 lings in play as well, and it's just a question of timing. The Mutalisks are out now, they're on their way. Yrnc still not with the spire. Yrnc's spire is finished. He's sure to be going Scourge, and if Jaedong can't make these 3 Mutalisks tell, it's going to be GG right here for Jaedong. Despite some brilliant micro, there's the chance he could lose this, and Jaedong diverting his Mutalisks away towards Yrnc's overlords. Diverting his Mutalisks, not going straight for Yrnc's base. I'm not sure what he was doing. Maybe he was looking for lings, what he was looking for, but he's going to be in huge trouble. Now Jaedong arrives at Yrnc's base, sees what Yrnc has, and running away, and this is going to be horrible for Jaedong. Scourges take out one of Jaedong's Mutalisks. Jaedong still keeps 2 of the Mutalisks alive. 1 Mutalisk badly damaged, however. Yrnc continuing to produce. Yrnc now with 2 Mutalisks, Jaedong's 2 Mutalisks, and that's going to be GG, guys. That has to be GG. Yrnc with a full hatchery up over on Jaedong, and a complete build order victory for Yrnc, on top of the fact that he did have the scouting advantage. Jaedong with another Mutalisk out, but he's being chased away by Yrnc's Mutalisk, and that Jaedong loses a Mutalisk, and that's going to be GG. Jaedong showing some good micro, but Yrnc looks to me like he's going to come out with a victory here. Jaedong once again managing to sneak his links into Yrnc's base, but I fear it's not really going to be enough. Yrnc has links to counter as well. He's got again, those extra larvae are just so much pain for Jaedong. And I'm not sure what Jaedong is going to be able to do here, but Yrnc going for a brave, gutsy opening with the 12th pool, obviously having the scouting positions to his advantage. Jaedong now with a couple of Scourges out, trying to land them. Yrnc with some good micro takes those Scourges. Jaedong actually, sorry, with some good micro takes those Scourges down. He's managed to bunch up his Mutalisk now. Is he going to be able to make his famed Mutalisk micro tell? Yrnc meanwhile hammering away at those drones. Jaedong trying desperately to defend. Yrnc circles around, and he's just circling. He's just hovering over Jaedong's half-dead carcass, just waiting to deliver the killing blow, sending the Zerglings up as well. Jaedong still on the 1 hatchery only, and there's just no way that Jaedong can come back. It doesn't matter if you're He-Man or Superman here. The Kryptoniters around your neck and your caught in your own web, and there's nothing you can do to escape. And I'm afraid that's the position that Jaedong finds himself. I'm afraid Jaedong's dong is going to be shriveling up right now after Yrnc's play. And Yrnc delivering great StarCraft. But Jaedong, with a couple of Scourges out, might be able to take some of those Mutalisks down, but unfortunately for him, he's got Zerglings in his base, his Mutalisks have been wiped out, and GG, Jaedong GG's, he's lost. Yrnc with the victory. And this is what I love about StarCraft. It just evokes something deep within the human spirit, a never say die attitude. Or maybe guys, it is just the delirium of the brave. This is Klazart. What a great game of StarCraft. Well done, Yrnc. Thanks for listening.
(12드론) 스포닝 풀이 다른 짓 하고 있다가 기습을 당하지 않는 이상 상대방이 하고 있는 플레이를 보면